That sounds like it. Let's get it on. What kind of pace is NaVi going to set? When it comes to the speed, we know MOUZ will step up to the plate.
Looks like a NaVi kind of pace.
Right out of the gate. Pause at the bottom of Banana. This has got to be a set piece. 2 smokes, flashbang, Molotov. Just march up Banana, execute on the B-bomb site.
They're going to get hard countered here if they actually go for it. I think they will volley triple, but it will not hit him because he's boosted. And siuhy is already ready with the flash to counter the execute. So this is going to be tough for NaVi in the start.
You better get some nice headshots on the way in. And yeah, the utility usage from NaVi is going to be a dead giveaway. And I don't know how you would even spot that this is going to be a stack. You've called this out of spawn.
P250 hunting. Simple's going to let the others move first. xertioN has his chance. It's a little labored, but he gets there. Recovers it with the second shot at least. Frozen in the back corner goes down. Simple looks to get activated. And as they push forward, siuhy finds his. But sure enough, the bomb site cleared out by 2. Coffin's presence still very real. And siuhy wants to fall back as the rotate comes over. Simple can't connect his second just yet, and his teammate's so low health that he's kind of stuck on new buffs. Bomb dropped, and siuhy's going to come through with 3 kills in the pistol to give it to MOUZ.
It even got kind of sketchy there in the end, but you know, it worked out. I think their plan worked out, and actually they could have been a bit more clean with the shots, and then it would have been really easy. xertioN struggling a bit, but I think he got it in the end.
He actually got a little bit of a gift. A bit blind, jumping across that, like runs into the wall and just kind of stops in the open. If he actually makes the cross with that aim, xertioN might actually not even get his first or second kill. That could have been a bit dicey. 1-0 for MOUZ.
The classic simple deagle. It's always here.
Do you fear it a little bit when you hear it ring out on the map, or you're like, oh god?
No, I don't fear it because I know even if we lose, I have a Nico deagle. I can just give one back.
Well, the simple deagle does absolutely nothing. Young Jimmy settles him down quick and a good return. Oh boy, that's not good.
Jumping down on that, P250 to the face, instant M4 grabbed. siuhy knows that this pressure is going to keep being applied. JL, there it is. You give that one rifle over. You know, Nico already taught a lesson to MOUZ in your matchup. One rifle makes the world of difference.
Yep.
And that ME1S sits in JL's paws. But then there is a pause in the action. Aleksib crossing bomb, and the CT's taking their damn time. Understandably so. That one could get into Bit's hands if he presses out, but why at this point? Stuck in the little pit, retake about to come through. Now we're not working with a kit here between Frozen and xertioN.
Or utility.
So that pistol round win, the momentum with it, it's going to come down to just 3 more frags. And Aleksib leans back. In sight, it's the crossfire between the pit. They're trying to jiggle in it. Will they suspect a second back there? Now little bit goes down, JL. Oh! 10-second defuse though. They jump on top of it. All should be good. Yeah, no sweat.
They're lucky. They're lucky to get away with this win, MOUZ. That's a very nice retake. I don't know how you felt. I generally hate that double box setup in the back sides. I thought that was a relatively weak post plant.
Yeah, I think they were scared that they couldn't move around after getting the bomb down. They just did what they had to work with. But I think young Jimmy actually forgot to buy head armor, and that was what
it looked like. It, yeah.
Started the whole thing. That was a bit scary.
There's those nerves come into play.
Maybe that, or maybe he's just that confident.
When you play against him, does he strike you as confidence? Do you sense that confidence in the server? What's your assessment of young Jimmy?
It's not really confidence. Like, he's not running at you and just like being full crazy. He's just so calm. Like, he's just not faced by anything, it feels
like. He's Finnish.
He's Finnish. Yeah,
he's from Finland. That's basically it.
Ooh, JL blinded but not fragged. Frozen's going to have to dominate Banana throughout this series, this map. I think this duo of Frozen and xertioN loves to get up in your face in the mid-rounds.
That's a very aggressive set of riflers that you got to contend with in Banana. Going to be interesting to watch that battle develop. Ooh. And early victory is to MOUZ and xertioN. Nade kill onto JL, and that's going to set NaVi back a player for the rest of the round.
It's interesting now that you say that they play so aggressive on B, but they're actually really rarely playing free B. Where usually you see, like, even with our team, like, if we want to do something aggressive, often we're free, right? But these guys, they just trust. So
trust the two of them to make it work.
Yep.
Well, they're having great tournaments, so at least for now, Frozen and xertioN have been doing so well. Yeah, you can make that work, just the two of them. Oh, that's an ill-timed turn away as he checks the cubby. would be a great time for NaVi to get major MVP almost Ema on board. 2 quick kills and into the B bomb site we go. That's both frags. Simple waiting at top mid. He's going to have to rejoin. There's 28 seconds, and he's being patient looking for the rotate.
Man, he's doing his thing. Still one to float around. He starts to pull back. Jimmy goes for that duel. Gives himself up. There is still time to choose, and Simple has made his decision, but MOUZ are fools. Sat at that B site.
What a good call from Simple. I mean, a huge risk, but he's put himself into a position where he has a free plant, plenty of time. They're going to have to rotate back from the B bomb site. Unfortunate, Aleksib's gone down, but Simple really plays the information game to get an easy plant today.
All right, Hooksy, who's your money on?
It's on MOUZ. They have a smoke and a kit still. That's going to be really tough. Also, Simple only 40 HP, so... And siuhy with the confidence this round. He got 2 kills already.
Yeah,
so
right.
He's ready.
Off to the races, 6-1. Smoke for the bomb, sure enough. Gonna play a key piece to this. A tap. Simple's position now known. Not sure if somebody's actually sticking. Trying to line it up, but siuhy is gonna get that difference. His 7th early on. And, you know, I always talk about siuhy as an in-game leader who has the fragging ability. Yesterday versus ENT, very difficult series. Finished with like a, I think, 0.7 rating, 7.5, something in that line. And for the first time in this playoff run, he was having an individual struggle. So not going to be the cause for concern at the start of this one.
I'd be a bit scared if I'm NaVi right now because you talked about MOUZ and their pace against ENTs, and I think that's a lot down to siuhy and the way that he likes to call when he gets momentum. And we definitely felt that when we played them on Inferno, they started by having like 2 clean rounds, and instantly you could just feel they were so confident going for stuff like this. So.
Right.
But that is nice to have Simple with an AK. It's just 1-7 all.
I was going to say, it's super important as well that what you guys weren't necessarily able to do is put a stop to it early on, right?
It's really hard as well.
You let them get a little bit motivated to make those plays. Simple shutting down xertioN really quickly, who's also had such an excellent playoffs for MOUZ as well. Very important that you could put the tone. They can't get away with this aggression. And now he's got another one down banana.
And it's Simple yesterday. Simple and everybody he inspired after pulling off some of those rounds they shouldn't be winning. It felt like NaVi had this aura of invincibility around them. Monty changing up some of their post plants just in fear of throwing it away. So Simple,
oh, no.
Wait, hold on. No way. Aleksib is suddenly left in a 1v2 because Jimmy manages 2 frags down mid. NaVi just kind of floating, looking to get that pack together to go do something, but then they get pulled apart at the seams.
I was about to talk about NaVi being like one of the hardest teams to play against when they have advantage, and then he just pulls 2 kills through smoke halfway. Like,
that's that unrelenting aggression though, right? Like you get it into a 5-on-2 and you think they're gonna like maybe shift and maybe rotate, stack a bomb site. Instead you get smoke spam, you get frozen pushing banana as well. NaVi completely caught off guard in the AWP. That's a nice easy shot. Quad kill for Jimmy. It's 4-0.
Jimmy making up for the second round with no armor. Or no helmet.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Redeemed.
Yep.
All even, all's good. Wow, okay. Unexpected turn of events there. 2 versus 4.
I mean, you have to buy here if you're NaVi, right? Like, you know the economy's low. You had it at a low point in the previous round. You get it down to 2 players surviving. You have to invest.
They're doing this classic half invest where Simple is having a hero AK, and he's often good for 2 in this one, so there's no easy rounds against NaVi.
Excuse me, 2v5 for the record.
2v5.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
With a Jimmy 4K. One of those in your back pocket 4 rounds into a BO5 sure feels good, doesn't it?
That's definitely, it helps.
It's a good point, though. I mean, you want to talk about inexperience of MOUZ just playing in grand finals. You add into the fact you've played plenty of BO5s. You get to that 4th, 5th map, you're pretty tired. It starts getting pretty grimy.
Yeah, definitely. Even after the first like 2 maps, you're already feeling it a bit in normal best of 3s. So if it goes to, like, I've only tried 4 maps.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine playing another one after that. I would be so dead.
Nice slow one from NaVi as we hit the minute mark. They've seized no control towards banana, but start to take a glance at it. See how much longer it takes for xertioN to get active to throw up a multi-frag round. Right now sitting on a single kill as CTs play a passive B setup.
Surprisingly, there's no control for MOUZ, even though they're fully out of utility, which I definitely don't like from them. But like, they should know, obviously, they're playing against NaVi, that nothing fast will come, and they should have a chance to greet the utility. But it seems like they are a bit nervous, maybe, or whatever it could be.
Banking on just the impact of Jimpy. Okay, talk about an 8 stack, still a double out of siuhy. As they trickle in, they get shut down.
Oh, I can't believe he got one. I was going to say, because of the passive setup as well, Torji completely locked out of that by smoke. Simple and Ima. 2 versus 3, bombs planted. There's no smoke. There's 2 kits for MOUZ to work with. Just flashbangs to get into the bomb site.
Torzi trying to set them up. Third man in with that AWP. xertioN's MP9 presses out. Headshot out from Ima. Simple's position known, but dealt bit by Frozen. And the swing! Oh, he takes it to him. Onto the box! Catches him off. And gives us a clean 3K.
Well, it felt good to win a 5v2, but now it feels really bad because of the money. So tough times now for MOUZ, even though it looked really good.
You were working so hard to get that economy going, and NaVi's just applied so much pressure. This is a really big win early on in this half as well, to reset, to take kind of control of the economy of the game so far. And if you can convert this, if you can string it together and win 2 in a row, all of a sudden NaVi's got in the driver's seat for perhaps the next 2-3 rounds. I
wonder if they stole that threat from us. We do the exact same thing. But it's actually surprising because obviously we prepared for MOUZ as well on Inferno, and Jimmy is actually not playing bike that much, so kind of surprising that they targeted him like that, but worked out.
Could be, I mean, could be the half buy as well, right? Maybe you don't invest in as many Molotovs as you'd like.
Yeah.
Any other like anomalies or tendencies that you caught in the homework you did for MOUZ?
Mostly that they don't play 3B as much. I think that's like an anomaly when you look at the meta right now. Most teams likes to play 3B, but these guys, they just stay 2, and somehow it works out for them. I don't know how they pull it off.
Maybe it doesn't take too much away from NaVi with a slower pace, but for you guys, you're probably like, oh, we can't really do fast A's if they don't start 3B. That like kind of takes that strategy out of your playbook.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, besides that, I think just on A, because they're playing 3A, they don't really have to do anything, but they still, often in gun rounds at least, you saw, for example, Torji going for the fast pick in the first gun round with the AWP, and I think that's something that they like to do a lot, staying around this top mid area and not giving it up as easily as, let's say, a BP.
Right now, they've given it all over, banking on the pistol in the bomb site. Smoke goes out, and Aleksib scouring for contact. Bomb in tow, sure enough, there is this library play from siuhy. That smoke fades at the right moment, and Aleksib's guard goes down. siuhy's gonna come through with a first, and Jimpat turns, MP9 connects, then Torzi's 5-7. But all of a sudden, the site's still cleared. 3 casualties, not bad. AK presses out, JL gives the cover, and he's gonna make sure to make the difference here. Ensures the plant, ensures that 2 stay tall, but still, considering what they work with, MOUZ make it a little sketchy.
Yeah, that's NaVi getting caught, like bottlenecked in these choke points, not finding the fights they wanted initially, especially on Rap side, and missing the timing a little bit of when that smoke and library is about to fade. That almost got really, really dicey with the way those 2 players just kind of got stuck, unable to progress forward.
Yeah, that 3K was definitely worth 2 rounds as well, because now MOUZ, they're in the bin.
Yeah.
They have nothing to work with.
All USPs, especially Torzi even kind of saved a little bit in the previous round, like throwing away, not doing utility with 5-7 armor because he wants the AWP out as soon as possible. And these rounds suck to play. If you have only USPs, you're like, oh, there's actually, I can't even come up with a plan.
Yeah, but like once in a blue moon, you actually lose one. I think we lost one at boot camp against full USPs, and we were all just looking at each other like, what the?
Yeah, like
what
how did this happen?
Yeah.
Well, if you're ever going to lose one, perhaps it'd be a 5-stack, because there's 5 MOUZ players here at B.
Simple fires off. They want to play for this. But the bomb's back in spawn. Surely this doesn't get problematic. Surely there won't be anything to get nervous about. It's just an easy trade frag. And again, no bomb. We can walk away here, gentlemen.
I'm new to all this caster curse thing. Like,
okay.
how does it work?
Glad to see you have it right out of the gate, though.
Okay, nicely done.
Did Aleksib not see that? Did Aleksib not see that? Simple could be in trouble. Here's the footsteps. There's the AWP. 5-7 out now, but he's traded off. That's a big weapon to find. Simple had spent so much time trying to chuck away AKs, chuck away the AWP to make sure they couldn't recover, and just not having the information. 2 weapons now passed over, and for a team whose money is depleted, this is a victory in itself.
Damn, they have managed with just those USPs. 2 kills to chip away at what NaVi's building. 2 rifles held onto. That frees up Jimmy to try and get an extra. Find your exit, friend.
It's definitely big for MOUZ to find this, especially the orb. It couldn't be much better. Like, it couldn't ask for more. So, and with the utility being this important on a map like Inferno, it's definitely going to play a big part in the next round.
Well, Torji was going to have, what, $5,500, I think, with the losing bonus after this. So that's like AWP and light armor. That's not having a whole lot of nades. It's glass cannon if you do want the nades. And now that he gets it for free, it's like, oh, great, I can afford all of that. Plus, I have money left over for an AWP in the future. That's a huge swing.
Yeah, and obviously they can't see the money like we can. And you don't know now, you're not as sure if you're going to run into an AWP the next gun round if they were to win another one.
Sure. So
this is like, it doesn't seem like a huge mistake if you just look at, like, you see they get the round, they are free alive, it's not that bad, but like...
This is essentially like almost an extra buy round in the future. Like if there's ever a round where the economy's at like a half point, like and you can save a rifle or two, you have an extra gun you can drop over. This is MOUZ just kind of stealing away a free buy, you know, later on in this half if they ever need it.
Yeah, definitely. And even if it's only 2 extra guns in like a force buy, that's also really, like, it's really hard to play Antigos on this map. So it's going to be tough, but NaVi, they catch some momentum. I think that's that's super important for them. As I said, like, siuhy, if he first gets this feeling that he can just run you over, he will. Like, he will call for it as well. So
he's going to test it.
I feel like we really saw that when they played you versus on Ancient, man. Like, he just wouldn't stop playing aggressive. They were just running through every smoke, even when you guys are shutting them down.
Yeah.
It's like, I always say there's like a certain stubbornness to siuhy when you call. Oof. But welcome back to the gun rounds. Frozen gonna win his duel as JL tries to climb up and over through that smoke. He's not alone though. It's Aleksib and Simple up next. Utility trajectory telling him CT's occupied, and damn, xertioN, he just throws himself out. And remember, Frozen took so much damage at the opening fight that, yeah, Simple smells blood in the water. He's got him pinned in the backside. Molotov's destined for him. Frozen's gonna get forced out of that by utility, dunked on by the nade. And Torzi, even with no smoke, 2 players cross. They don't get caught. siuhy goes through. Okay, Simple gives it cover in the end. But that's xertioN maybe overstepping.
That's
with Frozen being this low, I think that was a huge risk. They also had a lot of utility left, but I think he just banked on the fact that they didn't cross the molly in the start. So
yeah, that molly like is designed to like force them out of that car position, out of that anti-flash position, right? You force him into the open. I don't think he expected 2 to be there. That's really when you go down. But you got to say too, that's a really cool improvised hit from NaVi. Not only picking off xertioN in front of the Molotov like that, but then the knowledge that JL's called Frozen is low and choosing to pick up the pace because you had your 2 lurkers. That was Aleksib and Simple for the most part. Ima and Bit were on the other side of the map. They weren't ready to take advantage of everything. And it's just those 2 making a decision that we have such a massive advantage here. And perhaps the knowledge, as you read, not starting 3B that often, you can catch a timing where there's only that 1 low defender.
Yeah.
Never stood a damn chance. Like 4 grenades chucked back there between the mollies, the frag, the smoke. So at least it's an easy to identify problem. A little overpeak on CT cross.
Yeah.
Just don't do it twice.
But imagine if, like, I'm not obviously a huge stat guy, but Bit hasn't killed anyone yet, and if he wakes up for NaVi, I think he's the highest rated player at this event even, so him not even being on the board yet, I think if he starts shooting like he normally does, then that will be tough.
It could be game over. Ooh. That's a good find though.
Yeah, you take those, you grab them, and you hang on for dear life. A 3v5 attempt queued up for NaVi if they want to force the issue.
This is the second time we've seen utility find a kill over at Banana. We saw it in the first gun round with JL as well. I think he ate the nade this time also, and then an extra spam through the smoke. That's brutal. NaVi's gonna have to work really hard, and you never expected the push.
Tucked into the corner like that. And then a smoke grenade, keeping Simple at bay. But you're not far off, Hooksy. Bit currently ranked 3rd highest rated player at the event. Bested only by Spinks and, of course, Blame F.
Yeah, but definitely the highest for NaVi.
For sure. So. And in the server tonight's grand finals. Let's see if he can get his entry on the pit.
How do you call this situation, Hooksy? In a 2v5, I mean, there's not really any deep strategy that you can really go to, but obviously you just kind of hunt for kills.
At this point, of course, the first decision is should you save or not. But after that, usually in a 2v5 or in a 5v2, it's like the round is developed so far that you have to play individually a lot, and you have to just use the space and the information you got from the round. So it's not really a call like let's hit B together or whatever. So
yeah, if you're not going to save, you go for what kind of information you've gathered from your teammates going down.
Yeah, but mostly it also comes down to, like, do we have a lot of money? Do they have a lot of money? Is it worth it to go for the kills, or should we save? And most of the times in modern CS, it's going to be safe, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a bit boring, but...
but it's the smartest way to play.
It is. It is just the most optimal way to play, and until something changes about that, I think that's just how it's going to be, so... But
well...
aggression here again, like, they're in a 5v3, and they are staying on banana with no utility. It's crazy in a way, but now it looked good because it worked. But I think they should have learned their lesson from the last round, where they also stayed 2 on B even though Frozen was low. And
yeah. I mean, is there a world where it's like, this is so outside of like the textbook of Counter-Strike in terms of smart way to play that it's the last thing you expect?
Not necessarily that crazy, but I think it's just an unnecessary risk in a way. Like,
sure.
You could easily just fall back and keep that smoke that they used for deep banana to just delay them at the end of the round if they actually wanted to go for it. But they decided to play it aggressive instead, and you know, I respect it. It's cool.
Got him a kill.
Got him to that 5-4 lead.
And all 5 players survive, so all of a sudden,
Fast
money
one.
issues. Oh, Aleksib with the opening. How much do they want to press the issue? Because there's 3 players here.
Frozen mollied out, has to take the fight beforehand. A second, he picks up the slack that Frozen left. Burned as he tried to escape. Committed to the cause on that one. Torzy, yes, he will catch Simple. And JL unable to trade that immediately. And if you think it's the only player in there, oh, are you ever wrong? Jimpat hears it running up top mid, Bit still without a kill. 10 rounds into this opening map of the BO5 Grand Finals, and it is JL 1 versus 3 with the bomb to work with. Now he's got himself a separated 1v1, but ice cold Jimmy sits in the corner and just waits and waits, and guess what? Easy. Perfect positioning, perfect read, didn't leave ahead of time, and just enables MOUZ to slip away with an easy 6th. Considering they lost that first kill top banana, really Frozen picking up the 2 frags, dying in the Molotov, key hold towards B.
Definitely, I think maybe the flashes didn't hit the mark in the starts for the first guy. It didn't look like it, at least. But then again, that might actually be a blessing in the end, because they didn't see Torzy because the flashes were bad.
Yeah, true.
And that gave them a kill in the end, so... Simple on the hero AK again. You love to see it.
At least it's not a Nova, bro. He's been buying those things left and right.
I'm excited for the Grand Final shotgun.
Yeah?
I guess
you think we're going to get one?
I guess I'm the only one. I guarantee we get one on the CG side.
All right.
Put that stamp of guarantee on it.
If we get to nuke, surely there will be.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Ooh, Molotov is going to hold Simple at bay for the moment, and all these pistols picked up around it, giving him time, giving the star time to try and find an opening. If he continues up mid, it would be the op of Torzy that he engages with first, but Simple backs off back to banana.
Where he will get contact. Oh, Frozen. Instant headshot, happy with the duel. Players running at him, nobody else, of course, armored. It was just Simple to try and get anything, and he dies with nothing.
There's no smoke either. They need the kills. Everything is hinging on this AK-47 creating something. They don't even have a deagle to be a second option. It's all about the AK-47. So behind this smoke, NaVi's going to slow down, investigate what they can, go for a boost to peek where they can. But 3 defenders here at this timing.
Sees it. Nicely found. E-Man working with no armor, has the op in an awkward spot, pushes out a second, and Frozen's got the cover of the backside, but now his gun's empty. USP needs to be the key. Remember, no Kevlar, but at least rifles picked up by that push. E-Man has finagled away into this site, 11 kills to his name, at an angle that siuhy doesn't know about. He's approaching quietly, but a picked up AK. Simple was meant to be the hero. E-Man takes it up instead. Jimmy's first 1v2 of the best of 5. He's trying to piece this together, will easily cut down his fellow Finn, and for fun, forces the fight to Ime, who puts up a 4th kill. Good thing Simple buys it. It's not him that pulls it off, but in the hands of a capable rifler, he shines.
Good thing they had a flashbang as well for CT. I said they didn't have a smoke, but they didn't want one. They wanted to attack and aggress towards CT, and Torji gets caught out, not expecting it whatsoever.
I think he expected them to have a smoke, and then all of a sudden they're just running at him. And obviously the guy on side is thinking, that was Frozen I think, was trying to play around, just staying alive, because he's the only guy on side and he's waiting for flashes from his teammate. So, but these like small force buys has been so scrappy so far, like always getting down to at least like, you know, a 2v2 or something like that. So
yeah, they've been really good for NaVi.
Yep.
Really good for NaVi.
Different stance inside of the apartments. Ooh, missed op shot, but Jimmy's gonna pick up both. 12 and 5 now.
Still, I think if you're NaVi, like that doesn't go for you, and you're not going to be like super happy, but at least you're pleased you've taken the AWP out of the equation, right? You now know there's no AWP in field. You can be a little bit riskier with the kind of peaks you take up corners.
yeah, and also because they lost it in apartments, NaVi could pick it up, and now MOUZ has to be scared of an AWP. Where before, maybe they knew that they didn't have money for the AWP or something, so...
Yep.
Ooh, they decide not to pick it up.
And the A defense is split. It's siuhy playing on
True.
ramp side. Jimmy's in the site, so he's all alone. xertioN is rotating, but he's been called off, called back to B.
Ooh, man, they're so not expecting this. And Jimmy's played in the tight corner. This time, a slight change in position gets him another frag. He's got support now out from short. Jimmy can just stay locked in, forced away by the Molotov, but it bought just the right amount of time for siuhy to slip into a position that could cut down what's left of NaVi. Oh, but JL gets the headshot. Exactly what they needed to get that bomb to cross over into the safety of the backside. Now, Simple is going to serve as a turret inside of Pit, looking for the next peek out of MOUZ. Currently split on this retake. One kid on Frozen.
So tough for MOUZ. Holy, they have no nades, no nothing. And going into this side, it's almost impossible.
Just looking for the frag, and they'll find it. Now all of a sudden the pinch. Wow. So Frozen straight up beats Simple in a head-to-head duel, and with it, 2 kills inside sight leads MOUZ to the 7-5.
That was so uncharacteristic from Simple. It's like he never found a comfortable fight, never like fully committed to it. It was almost like he was trying to play for time.
Yeah, he looked like a guy with no confidence, which is not Simple. You know? Like he usually just swings and gives you one bullet. So, but no reason for him to peek as well in this situation. I think it would have been way better for him to just hold the off angle, for him to run into side, and then he could play off his teammate. But instead, it becomes like a 1v1 and then another 2v1 after for NaVi, where they could have controlled the pace a bit.
While the eco rounds have been really nice to NaVi, some of these post-plants, some of these clutch situations have gone in the favor of MOUZ. There's been a couple of nice ones that they've been able to bring out. So, I mean, that's a big issue for NaVi. And you mentioned this during the whole veto segment as well, with Inferno coming up first. You theorized that, you know, with Inferno as the first map, you liked it because you can start on T side if you choose to. And obviously, we have NaVi there on MOUZ's pick, but this map has lended itself to be a little bit more T-side recently.
Yeah, definitely. But it's really even. Like, it depends on what kind of team you are as well. Yep. For example, for us, for a long time, it's been T-side that has been the best for us. But for a team like... Actually, I think MOUZ is really good on CT on this one. So, not surprised that they're doing well. But as you said, it's been scrappy. It's not only been the ecos for NaVi. It was also the 2v5 for MOUZ. And now this 2v2 that they, in my opinion, should never win. It's probably like a 80-20 for NaVi. So,
well, MOUZ, they'll take those gifts. Those gifts have put them up by 2. And once again, another one of these low buy rounds that NaVi have been so effective in. And MOUZ, the conversation during the timeout is probably like, guys, let's not lose this one. Let's not let this one be dangerous. Let's just have a clean win.
Enough of these damn close ones.
Yeah, let's make this easier on ourselves.
Yeah, no AK this time as well for NaVi, so it is definitely easier for them this time around.
Flash finds its mark.
I think they're happy to just draw out the utility right now. They still know it's an economy game, even though it's towards the end of the half, so not surprised to see a slow round again.
See, Hooks, if you really wanted to tap into the Cole Caster's curse, this is the perfect round. It's like, well, you know, there's no AK this time, so it won't happen.
So
you
it's impossible.
That's how you set them up, yeah.
Yeah, maybe sometimes when I'm playing myself and the other guys are like, how do we lose this round? I'll just say, the casters probably said something stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Blame it on us. Keep the team morale high. It wasn't your fault.
Damn commentators. siuhy, Jimpy, easy. JL picks up one with the deagle, but yeah, as expected this time around, you're going to go ahead and do that split.
Yeah, surely this will.
It's also
will win it easy, right?
Easily stack site, surely.
Surely.
Surely. Closed out from the pit. 8-5, sure enough. So not going to let this one slide away.
Not
Yet.
at all. Yet. Well, a couple more chances for NaVi to close the gap on the scoreboard before the halftime break. Plenty of money for MOUZ for these last 2 rounds. They should be just fine. Frozen's going to have to dig a little deep, but it's all good. Simple, likely going for the AK-47. And so much of this, it feels like, I mean, as always on Inferno, Banana just so critically important, but xertioN and Frozen have done a great job there. And now they've got Torji coming over early for an op peak.
This must be annoying for Aleksib, like as an IGL, like just seeing one of your players buying AK armor, no util on Inferno, like, oh, you already feel like you're a bit behind at that point.
Yeah, but it's simple. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Say
exactly.
something, huh?
Yeah, I dare you.
No, what I would have said was, simple, buy a Galil and swap it with me.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Because they could have done that, and they would have had like full utility on him as well, so I guess he has a plan in mind that doesn't involve Simple's util, so it is what it is.
5 headshots, you know, classic plan, really.
Go kill.
Let's see what Bit can get up to. Still sitting on 1 frag this half. That's not something I was expecting after the solid group stage and playoffs. It's not as if he had cooled off whatsoever, but hands down his poorest map yet.
And again, with the op and Banana with that deep angle, MOUZ is just content. And this is a switch up in the defense that we hadn't seen yet in this half. Mobility of the op allows MOUZ to have 3 players dedicated to A and a 4th one in Frozen close by in CT spawn. As utility comes out towards Library, Frozen cheats over a little bit deeper. NaVi's going to readdress towards the op, but the question becomes, how many can Torji pick off? But he's happy to play the delay game.
No problem.
It's 20 seconds, dude.
Yeah, burns off some key timing, but they're still all right. They're still ready for the hit. Frozen's still a little delayed. That shot connects, but it's not a kill. And the second follow-up's a miss. Spray through smoke, almost. But there are no frag grenades, no Molotovs, no smokes for this retake. There's an immense amount of damage. And Frozen pinned to the corner, draws Emet into it. There's Lady Luck, blessing siuhy on the spray to bits.
This is still losable. This is the hardest bomb site to retake, even in a 2v4. Aleksib's looking to give a haircut out before the retake begins. He's got 2 of them. Oh, my lord! What? The last person you'd expect on NaVi to deliver that. That is disgusting.
A sequence, a quadruple headshot CT peak. You're banking on simple, you know, pulling off the miracle. Nay. Aleksib B from behind the fountain. Count them.
I think
This 3rd and 4th, so clean.
I think he's happy with the first, and then he wants to get away, but he sees the next fight coming,
Yeah,
and he's
they
like, all
kinda
right,
give it to him."
might as well.
This is starting to be a battle of the IGLs a little bit, with Aleksib showing up like this and siuhy having a banger half so far.
Oh, my
No.
lord. That'll take the wind out of your sails.
5-7 around Banana, MP9 down mid. Bit sees one slip down ramp, but he doesn't know about Jimpack. But then Emet gets called to go peek the ramp, not knowing the corner's occupied. So good setup, Frozen swings, making sure he's in the middle of it all. And these are the sorts of rounds that we're talking about MOUZ for. Aleksib's going to try to charge forward, but not this time. One clean enough, but it is indeed that 9-6 half out of MOUZ's defense. Solid stuff. Can their T-side take away map 1? ESL Pro League Season 18 playoffs, best of 5 grand finals. MOUZ, NaVi, Moses, xertioN, Scrawny. We're here to take you guys through the back half of the first map. Plenty of Counter-Strike around the corner. This is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. But so far, pretty fast-paced, pretty electric rounds. We've got some crazy half-buy outcomes. What was that stat about opening kills you just told me, xertioN?
12-3 for MOUZ. So NaVi should actually consider themselves kind of happy with this harm.
Yeah, fortunate.
Sprinkle in a couple clutches as well for Ime.
And a quad kill from Aleksib out of the blue. Couple nice
moments
things going for him. 9-6. Pistol round begins, and NaVi doesn't have the same kind of stack towards the B bomb site, which is where MOUZ is headed for the moment. JL out at sandbags. Aleksib with utility. This flashbang, it's not going to be there in time. JL's going to spot one first.
Oh, so it does work out. Or it could have worked out. Yeah, xertioN able to connect to the headshot. It's a fast scramble from Simple running over. Flashbangs and smokes thrown. Molly back sight over the oranges goes xertioN. And that next rotate's already dead. siuhy finding it through the smoke. Simple had 2 health hiding behind coffin smoke, and a stray bullet gets him.
You lose that sandbag engagement, and like it's so hard to hold that B bomb site. It's so hard.
But the flashbang worked, Jason.
Yeah,
they were blind.
Did it?
Yeah. And that's 3 kills.
Okay, sure.
It was so perfect. He can see there's this little crack in the sandbags where he can see if somebody goes through, and that's why he was looking into the wall even though it looked weird. And then he instantly called for the flash because they were walking, and it actually worked. I think this was exactly what it was designed for. And unfortunately it didn't pan out in the end, but oh, that's nice. Yeah,
some nice kills. They're garbage time kills, no impact whatsoever, and Jimmy's gonna take care of them.
You say no impact, but if he's playing Silencer now, he can actually drop a Silencer for the force buy.
Okay.
And
there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, Jason.
There's no way that happens. It does happen.
It does happen.
Oh, let's go, dude.
I cannot believe it.
That's a Giga Chad calculation.
That really is. Yeah, I guess you're force bind anyway, so here's the M4.
Yeah. And it's on simple.
It's on simple. All right.
Pretty good at this IGLing thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'll take it back.
That's why you were just a coach, Jason.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's see what he can do with it. I like the little cache of grenades as well that NaVi are working with. It'll keep Frozen and MOUZ at bay for now.
Yeah, so this is all about counting smokes and putting pressure early so they cannot hold the smokes for the whole round, and you will end up having to
Good nade.
commit through a smoke. We'll see if they can keep up the pressure here. They don't do anything towards A, which is pretty uncommon.
Got another smoke out. They're gonna force in. Yeah, JL blind through smoke. Oh, hello! Aleksib's 5-7 making the most of that first frag from JL.
And they did it all without the M4.
They're still going.
There it is.
M4 goes down, player off the boost. MOUZ have made a critical error. Trying to skip steps, trying to get in maybe. At any point there, should they have just walked away, cut your losses, call it quits?
But it's always really tough, as I said before, like anti-ecos on this map, and it's kind of mind games. And okay, they're smoking really fast, so does that mean that they want you to... I would be pissed if I'm frozen, by the way. Look at this. He's shooting at xertioN and just killing him in the back. But yeah, it's really hard because you don't know if they're smoking fast to keep you away from the site, or if it's like mind games and they're stuck behind it and everything. And I think they just... This was probably from preparation, you know. They have maybe seen that they don't like to play 3B early in the round, so... But it's always a gamble, unless like the CTs basically make a mistake, so...
Well, those rounds have been dangerous for NaVi all through the first half, and now it comes to bite MOUZ in the second half as well. NaVi on these low buys have gotten so much production, and now they might have just turned the second half start. There's even a bait with this M4. Well, not anymore. Simple, you need at least 2. Probably disappointed because he feels like he could have had 3. And the Deagles have some space to work with, while Bit, who's had this tough map, is all alone in pit.
Molly's still burning. Bit gets his 3rd of Inferno. Oh, but xertioN, run and gun blind, stray shot through the wall. And the bomb carrier's been freed up for the plant. They are making something of this. Oh, the Molly spreads. Aleksi's forced out and now down to 30 health. JL still has a smoke and incendiary. Frozen's looking for that headshot, that crisp Deeg headshot that would maybe serve as xertioN's swing. They do it. They pull that off. Even with simple, the double from the corner, not enough to stop it. What goes around comes around.
Yeah, for the resources they had on Rap side, an M4 deep and then the SMG and the Cubby, that's not nearly enough. Like going 2 for 2. Beautiful shot from siuhy. Ima's going to be disappointed he gets picked. Simple's going to be disappointed that first kill took so long because he probably could have had 3 there.
And now you're in trouble if you're NaVi, because your force buy is not nearly as good as before. And I doubt they will make the same mistake again. And also...
There it is.
There it is, baby.
Wait, you should be on yell as well.
It's something about this shotgun. He's just like, screw it, I'm going for it.
Yeah, why not?
I'm into it, though.
But what I'm scared for NaVi now is that MOUZ is catching this momentum on T side, and now, as we talked about before the game as well, siuhy, he likes to have these like momentum calls where he all of a sudden he brings up like fast pace towards A or whatever they could be, and it's just so tough to play against. This is probably the round they wanted to target before, you know?
Sure.
And, well...
A little bit easier this time. Already in front of the smoke. Only one player here. It's Aleksib. He's now blocked off. Oh, dear. That's still a big...
Really?
Oh.
He walks through the smoke.
Okay.
Really?
Well, the round is over. It has to be over, right?
It's only a matter of time. Like, there's no way Aleksib would ever even consider this a possibility. He's going to get dropped. siuhy's told his team, like, just freeze. I'm going to clear out the B bomb site for us. They're in. Rest of NaVi have to save. We'll see if that shotgun can get involved in the action in the next round. A good call and a good position and a good play from siuhy.
I'm surprised he was not happy with just getting the smoke timing, like getting in front of the smoke.
Right.
He actually wanted a bit more
pushed it that
went
much
through
further.
the CT smoke as well, which But that's...
It's quite a risk to take, right? Maybe even calling it a good play isn't the right way to phrase it. It's like you got the reward side of that play, but if you get the other end of it, it can all spiral out of control.
It's a successful play.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's one of those where if it goes wrong, you look really stupid.
Yeah.
But if it goes right, it's a free round and 5 alive, which is also really important with how this game has been so far. You know, like they lose so many weird rounds. So
give it to him.
One more? One more for the good measure. I'm honestly a little surprised that he switched it for the Galil. You know, there's a small part of me.
I'm actually so torn between like the Nico philosophy of like this isn't Counter-Strike, I'm not using the shotguns, or just enjoying the mayhem that happens when a shotgun's in play.
Well, maybe we get new Nico. I mean, he was pulling out a Krieg the other day.
He did pull out a Krieg the other day.
Wouldn't play it during its meta.
He waited.
But he'll wait until the last CSGO event to give it a whirlwind.
Waited until it was honorable.
Yep.
siuhy, happy with himself. Disgusting little greedy smoke play. Simple's Galil with a couple of upgraded pistols around it, but it's Emet who was getting adventurous through apps to die already. And honestly now with that last round, keeping 5 up, there was a point in this game where again, like NaVi are making these rounds close when they shouldn't be, getting away with a couple pistol wins. It felt tight. Now it's a 5-round lead. Now it's going to be MOUZ with a huge advantage in this one. This could be them walking away with a real statement of a win on Inferno.
Losing that 3rd round really kind of took the wind out of their sails in terms of keeping this competitive. Now it turned, okay, sure, we'll give it to them. But now they're fighting to come back into this game where previously they could fight to like stay in it and have a close affair. Okay. Good shot again.
22 and 13.
He's feeling
reasonable. Yeah. It feels like, you know, the embodiment of like when you're calling a good game, that means you're playing a good game, or it's easier to do the either or. What do you find as an in-game leader? Do you feel like you play better when you're calling good, or do you feel like you're calling good when you play better? There you got there. Yep.
I think it's like it's both. Like
yeah, they feed into each other.
For me, luckily for me, I don't have to play good to call good. But I definitely think like if I feel like I have good reads all the time and it almost feels like I have like I'm cheating, I have wallhack, you know, then it also goes into my individual play because I'm just always ready when people come. Whereas like if I'm having a bad game calling wise, then I get caught way more like looking at my radar, for example, or stuff like this. So I think for me, the most important is that I'm feeling the way I call, and then the individual will come after. And yeah, I'm happy it's not the other way around. That would be bad for me.
Well, you know, you have the players who could back you up too. So
true.
6-round lead. NaVi better get started right now. Up in the hands of Simple. A little bit busted around that, though, too, from Austin and SMG on JL.
Yeah, that's what you get for losing the, I guess, 3rd round.
Yep.
Oh, this is fast. They're going to follow through with this one. We've already got a T-side smoke to block off the pit vision. Down goes the library smoke. The sequence of utility is slick. And xertioN with the instant kill to Simple. siuhy catching bit up on top, and Dunzo.
This was exactly what I talked about when I said NaVi are in trouble now, because they catch momentum. They have enough money now that if they lose a round, you know, you can take a risk, you can afford it. And then instantly, it's also a really obvious round in a way for NaVi to play 3B, because you know they are not, like for sure MOUZ is aware of the money of NaVi, and they are not, either they are low on nades or they are having like worse weaponry, and when that happens, typically people play 3B, and yeah, it's just a solid call over.
And you can see it too, like Simple didn't even turn from lane until xertioN's already turning the corner on Rap side. Like they got so far advanced so fast before like even the timing in Simple's head was like, okay, you better turn around and check. And as soon as he does that, there's a flash in the face. So that's just a well-executed, fast-paced hit from MOUZ.
Yeah, I feel like that xertioN is, you know, embodied, right? Anytime that you think he's about to round the corner, you better be there a second sooner, because this guy doesn't let off that W key. Doesn't slow down in the face of anything.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, man, they're having a great time. It's been smiles throughout this whole playoffs for MOUZ. Shotgun's back.
Why not?
It's also, like people talk a lot about MOUZ being a young roster and all this, but I actually think they're one of the teams with the best mentality overall.
Yep.
Always when I see them, like, they're always together. They always look like they have a good time. When they play the games, like even when it's not looking good for them, they can still like looks like they joke with each other and smiles and stuff like this. So
it's a good mood in the camp all the time just because of the camaraderie. I would also say there's like an aura of professionalism around siuhy. Going back to WePlay, seeing him there, it's like they just had a swagger. Like they were already just more mature for their age. You add Frozen, you know, classic mix of that. Simple, also, one's enough.
Also, let's be real, they're winning.
Oh yeah, that helps.
It's easy to have a really good environment when you're winning.
Definitely, it's way easier. But I'm more talking about from other games as well.
Yeah.
Where, like, I think we were up 7-1 against them on Mirage first map, and it didn't feel like they started playing differently. When I watched the game back, it didn't look like on their faces that they were phased by it at all.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see. As you said, it's like it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we will see at some point them being in trouble, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong about the whole mentality thing. But
blinded, bit struggling, but able to drop the bomb. And siuhy's dead as well. There we go. A multi-kill defense coming out of NaVi compared to the last round. This one was so much slower. We got smokes on the rooftop. This is not nearly as ideal as that last round, which just felt like executed to perfection between all of the utility, the pace of it all, the trade frag. Like last round had me convinced. This didn't look like MOUZ. Felt like they changed up on their own accord. Didn't feel like NaVi did anything to force their hand. They just tried something different and it didn't work.
Yeah, even if this ends up being a, you know, into the game, feel the game a bit more, because he had a rough start so far. So
it's the first round I can really think of where he's had like an impact. You know, like where he's actually made his presence known. So I mean that's great to have over at the Broken Wall. Hey, now we got an auto shotty. We've moved on. We've moved on. No more Novas.
You got to be in a good place to buy the auto shotty because it is $2,000.
Yeah, you have to
more.
Commit.
Yeah, if you're not going to get an MP9 or an MP7 instead, you better use that thing to good use. Let's see what he pulls out. Oh, it's perfect, isn't it? Isn't this just perfect? torzsi. Oh
no!
Yeah, another type of shotgun, one that comes with the scope. And all of a sudden, Bit's going to have to do it again. Nice, clean headshot to start, but he's already being wrapped around, and that bomb is inbound. He'll play a smoke grenade, try to get around it, spot it out from Moto, and Bit's going to have to stay back or deal with the wrath of xertioN. Frag grenade finds its home, and this is a 15th guaranteed for MOUZ. Back to something a little faster. Bracket control doesn't get a shotgun in its face. Instead, it's the double out of torzsi, who hasn't really been needed through this first map, right? His op's been really good in the last couple of series, but nice to see him have a good impact round for the road.
Yeah, just to get into the second map, and you got to feel for Bit too. Like he knows if they're ever going to make a comeback in that round, he's got to do something spectacular. So really trying to force the issue, not backing away from the fights, and there's just too many angles he has to worry about. Aleksib should not be able to hold on to this AK-47. However, MOUZ not really doing a whole lot of hunting at the moment.
It was also really composed by MOUZ. Like they are in a 4v2 or something, and instead of just running at Bit, that's actually a risk against a guy like him, because you know he can just like pull out a triple kill out of nowhere, right? Instead, they kind of slow it down. They nade him, they spam him, they're annoying, instead of like running into a smoke. And
the attention's coming from Rap side instead of the guys coming up lane. So they're just like, you think the point of attack is going to come from lane, but actually we're going to let the other guy play first.
Ooh, that's nasty. We didn't see how JL went down, but
just Bit and a chicken.
Hands up. 7 map points. In comes Blade.
It's more a conversation, it seems, not necessarily, as xertioN just said, not necessarily about like winning the game. Like you're trying to get the players into it, trying to talk about the communication, how they're not working together the way they perhaps do in practice and previous series as well. So you're trying to get that communication flowing between the guys. Maybe you can make a bit at a comeback here, but more than anything, long series with potentially 5 maps. So trying to get everyone situated moving into what's up next, which is Overpass.
Yeah, that's going to be almost a decider for me, because it's such a weird pick for NaVi, in my opinion, because they know they have to start on the T side, right? And you know, they might have a really good plan and they watch the preparation and that's why they pick it, but I think it's still a huge risk when they, you know, they could have taken a risk with Ancient where it's not as bad to be the T side. So
Well, you're playing that game, right? I imagine in that veto. I know you guys talked about it, but when you pick overpass early on in the veto process, like, probably feel better about playing it now than having it be like a decider, right?
Yeah.
But also maybe you don't get to the decider, so that's where the risk comes in.
Yeah, I think I would definitely always want the stronger maps for myself first. Just because, as you say, like, okay, but then if it's a 3-1 and your strongest map is the last map, then that doesn't matter at all, you know? So, yeah, I think if this is going to be a 3-0 for MOUZ, for example, let's say, then I think NaVi will be unhappy with that decision.
Looking to close out the first. xertioN completely on his own versus siumpl, so easy pickup by the Opper. And MOUZ's response will be to move the rest of the squad into this B site, but the moment they get here, they're met by smoke. We've seen him challenge through.
They have to now.
Yeah, they absolutely do. JL poised to gun him down. They're stuck trying to exit. A few of them jump back, one keeps going through, and I mean, this one just gets messy. Perfect utility timing, desperation really for MOUZ, so this won't be it. This won't be the end. This is NaVi with a chance to reclaim a little respect on this defense.
Yeah, and if you're looking to get a comeback started, what better way to do it than all 5 players surviving? Just a standard win based off your utility, saving it for the very end, locking them out, and things get so easy. So, 6 rounds back now as NaVi gets to 9.
You know, funnily enough, I feel like the 2 weakest MOUZ rounds so far on this T side are these like slow late burns where they're trying to get into a site in the last few dying seconds. That doesn't seem to be where they're thriving whatsoever. You know, come on, siuhy, push another CT smoke.
No, it could also be the whole thing of like, they are up a lot, and NaVi, they might do mistakes and get a bit ahead of themselves because they are down so much, so maybe they just try to play around where they would punish like fast plays from NaVi. And when they don't come, then, you know, it's harder to call that round, and then in the end you get to jump through a smoke.
Yeah.
Not anything.
Every Counter-Strike player's favorite gamble.
Yeah, and for once NaVi actually got the first kill as well. And I don't have the stats for it, but I'm pretty sure that they have won almost every round that they got the first kill. They are up to 6 now,
Yes.
which is not a lot for 25 rounds. So
it was 3 in the first half, so it's 3 so far in the second, which is not ideal, as you say.
Yep.
A little bit of an aggressive stance in Banana with JL jumping over and peering down. Oh, there we go.
You take those.
Yeah, well, listen, he got banged out a few times in the first half on Banana. He's happy to dish it back out.
What goes around comes around. Little karma for Frozen to suck on in around 26. 5? Yeah, okay.
All right, Bits up on the balcony, off angle. He's going to get some attention. He just drops down right now. Yimpat and xertioN are close to popping out of this.
siuhy's lane plays coming. Miss shot. siumpl misses. You saw it here first, live in color. Bit into the pit with a smoke to play, but that short squeeze, they're not going to get past it. It's a mow down from Bit. It's a solid CT hold. It's 5 up. It's double digits secured. If they're going to make a defensive run at this map, this is the perfect formula at the moment.
And that trend continues. The slower, more calculated rounds seem to have less impact. So as an in-game leader, Hooksy, when do you decide to switch back to plan A that was working, the faster paced?
Well, it's way easier to call the fast stuff when you have momentum, and now they don't. But you know, actually these rounds is the hardest round so far in this series, where it's like a half fight with 1 AK, so I won't take any round lightly. And
it looks like they're picking up the pace, moving up alt mid very quickly.
This looks like that same exec that worked wonderfully 3-4 rounds ago where they split in.
Uh-oh.
Front pit's already smoked, library's already been smoked. This is the exact exec. Now, last time they had a kill in sight. It's still 5 up for the defenders, but xertioN pops the head a bit. Here comes the CZ. siumpl into the op swap, has one stuck on sight, and that pit smoke soon to fade. He has no fear, but as he slides through ahead of his team, nobody else can follow suit. They know they have somebody else pinned here, and they've been able to pick up 2 AK-47s. To end a game like this would just be so indicative of the rounds siuhy loves to call. This is where MOUZ thrive, and xertioN takes the fight straight to Aleksib. All that remains, Ima, JL, and a flash finds it mark, but no peek over top. That Graveyard player locked in. Jimmy waiting for his chance. It's the fight from the backside that Torzi's able to win. And with that Tech-9 tap, it is indeed a 16-10 win on Inferno. They go back to what works best for them. A rapid hit into the A site and an even faster victory for this first map. A marathon, we said, but a sprint out of the gate.